Hello, I'm Pip and I run Community Constellations with Kate Tyler. This is a video about our in-person constellation sessions, which are slightly different to our online constellation sessions and our online resourcing sessions. So we run in-person 1-day sessions. They run from 10 a.m. till 4 p.m. about 4 times a year, and we can send you those dates. They are always held in the garden room at Weleda, which is in Ilkeston in Derbyshire, apart from in the summer when we have the opportunity to hold online in-person constellations in a fantastic yurt on the land in Little Eaton in Derbyshire. So do look out for those dates, because those sessions are particularly special in a very special place. So the in-person days start at 10 in the morning, and we normally gather maybe around 10, 12, very maximum 15 participants. We start the day with a little talking circle, because we want to hear who's there and how you're doing, and just bring everybody's kind of voices into the room and allow people to just gently understand who's there. We then find out who has come with an issue, because we get lots of people who come to our in-person sessions because they love the technique, they get something out of it personally, they want to support other people in our community, and they don't have an issue, they are there in service. We get other people who have come very specifically because there's something that is ready for them to work on in their life. It's got to a point where they can't tolerate it anymore. It's always at the front of their mind. It's niggling. They know it's limiting them. Maybe it's confusing them, depressing them. It might be so severe that they're self-medicating because of it. It's something that has now become so big that it's ready for them to work on, and that's precisely the energy that we're looking for. This ready to pop energy, this refusal to tolerate this anymore, because that's really where the work is most powerful. So we work out who is in that situation, and we have an aim over the course of the day that we will try to work with as many people's issues as possible. It tends to be about 3, 4, very maximum 5 constellations that we can do in that day. So when we're ready, we work with the first issue holder, and I'll ask them to come and sit next to me, and we'll have a conversation about why they're there. I really, really want to know what is absolutely not okay for them anymore, and why are they sitting in that chair? Because to sit in that chair takes guts and courage and bravery and curiosity and trust and open-mindedness, and so there's something that is bringing them to sit in that chair, and I want to know what it is. So we have that conversation, and that allows me, with my knowledge of how the system works, how a healthy system is aiming to set itself up, I immediately start to be curious about what we need to see, what needs to change in the family system, what needs to be reset or reorganised, what needs to be allowed, what needs to be seen, what needs to be cared for, taken care of. So we ask for willing volunteers within the group that day to give themselves over and represent elements of the client system. So myself and the client can see a mini version of the client system. Depending on what their issue is will depend on where we go with it, and depending on what comes out of that experiment, we'll be guided to go and explore. And over the course of an hour at the very most, My intention is that client gets to see something that they couldn't see before, gets to understand something, that elements of the system settle, that things are put into their right place, things are put into their right size, everything is allowed, everything belongs, everything just is as it is, and the client can take some peace from that. So that would be our first constellation. We then take a break, of course, get some fresh air, go and have a lovely wander around the garden, and then we come back, and then the day progresses in that way as we attend to other people's issues. Obviously, we have a lunch break and we finish at 4. And what we hear is that people find these days transformational, whether they're an issue holder, whether they're a representative, whether they're just an observer and they're just helping to hold the space, whether it's their first time there, whether they come to every one of our sessions, whether they've been doing this for years, whether they've never heard of it, or whether they're actually a constellator themselves and are just there in service. These days are transformational. They are focusing on the very essence of what it means to be alive, to claim back all of your energy, to allow yourself to fully feel part of your system, to reignite the love and the flow and the possibility that is in your life and is your birthright. So they are really wonderful days to be part of. Kate and I love holding them, and we really hope that it might be something that you resonate with. If it is, let us know, book a place, pay what you can. The reason that we do this as a community venture is that it is part of our spiritual practice, it's part of our giving to our community. So don't let there be any barriers to coming along if this sounds like something that would be helpful to you, and if it sounds like it might be helpful to somebody that you know, that's what this video is for. So send the video to anybody who you think might be curious, and we really hope to see you or them in our community soon.